My name is Kelsey Cravens, and my speech is on delinquent kids or delinquent parents. You often hear stories about crimes that young adults and sometimes even children commit, and wonder in the back of your mind, where were the parents? In today's day and age, the rate of crime is skyrocketing, and you wouldn't believe the demographics it's showing. So when a 9-year-old or even a 17-year-old finds themselves in trouble with the law, should the parents go down with them? I don't think by any means there should be some type of universal law with guidelines that says the parents should always be responsible for their child's actions. There may be times when it seems almost entirely the parents' fault, but I think we'll find those cases are the lesser of the two. That said, I do think we need to take into consideration what happens case by case, but unless it's absolutely evident the parent's in the wrong, the parent should not be penalized for their child's actions, and the child should be held solely accountable. First of all, every parent likes to think they've raised their child right, so when their child commits a crime, you can only imagine the shock and disbelief the parents are going through. Meaning, for the parent to be punished for something they weren't at all accountable for, and just having to face the music of what's now happening to their family would be a double whammy. As much as parents like to think they have control over their children, that individual, no matter the age, is still going to do what they've got their mind set on when it's all said and done. If you don't agree, here are a few statistics from the University of Maryland College to throw you for a loop. In 1999 alone, almost 2.5 million individuals under the age of 18 were arrested. More than 103,000 of those arrests were for violent crimes, and 1/3 of those violent crimes were committed by individuals under the age of 15. Secondly, people like to blame the parents when a child doesn't know right from wrong. But who's to say the parents aren't at home every day preaching to their child until they're blue in the face about the differences between right and wrong? At the end of the day, this controversy is going to come down to a judgment call, and who is anyone else to judge the parenting skills of someone? They might not seem up to par in your eyes, but maybe they've raised their child the best they can. If you've got a hard-headed, disobedient child, try as you may to change their ways, they have a mind of their own and are more than likely going to have that mindset as long as they want to. Third of all, as we all know, once you turn 18, you're considered a legal adult, and I fully agree that you should be treated as one, but not until that 18th birthday comes along. If a kid goes to the candy store and his buddy convinces him to steal a pack of gum, should the thief be put in jail? Absolutely not. The punishment needs to fit the crime. Should his or her parents be penalized for their actions? Absolutely not. They had no control over whether or not their child was going to steal the gum. However, once you turn 18, the rules change. You're legally an adult, and that's whether you like it or not. Now, should that person be accountable for their actions? Yes, that person is now an adult. Now, should the parent be penalized for the crime? No, they still had nothing to do with it. Granted, there are a few instances when you'd think the parents should have seen what was coming. Sure, ignorance is bliss, but when are the parents going to open their eyes, smell the roses, and see what's happening around them? Take the classic case of Columbine, for example. The killers had tons of guns stored in their garages and weapons in their rooms, and the parents didn't know. I can only imagine how disheartening that is for a parent, being too little too late for such a tragedy. It is important to know that there are precautions parents can take to prevent their children from becoming violent. Knowing your children's friends, maintaining open communication, and being aware of their actions are all precautions parents can take. Also, parents have to reconcile with the fact that they can't always be around to hold their child's hand and hope that they will learn right from wrong on their own terms. Nonetheless, a crime is a crime no matter how you slice it or dice it, whether it's stealing a pack of gum, robbing someone, or even murdering someone. The person who committed the crime is the person who should be held accountable. If you pass the blame off onto a child's parents, that child may never learn their lesson, and the crime may be a recurring event. If the parent was clearly responsible for the damage that was done, they should be held accountable. Otherwise, you simply cannot blame the parents for something they had nothing to do with and no control over.